And I got this rice. Hello. I don't know if anyone can relate with me, but do you ever say, one day I would love to do this and this and this? And it's not like big dream, it's like little thing, but you never actually do it, you just say it. The other day I wrote a list for things I really wanted to do rather than just saying, oh, I would like to do it and just brush it off. So one of the things that I really want to do is making a bento, and especially those cute bento that you see in animes and Japanese drama. They are so freaking cute and I really want to make one. So I got this bento from Daiso, and there are a lot of options, but I know I want a double bento, like a 2-layer, because you can have like the savory in the bottom and some fruit on the top, or if you don't want things to mix up. So, and there are a lot of options for the size. I got the biggest one because even this one I feel like it's not that big. I found really narrow one on Daiso and I thought, okay, they might fit some sushi, onigiri, or some tamagoyaki, but I don't think I can fit a sandwich in there. So for practical reason, I got this one because I really want to use it. So I got this one. I feel like it can fit a sandwich, like a bagel. I love bagels. And I got some matching chopstick and a spoon. So this is the spoon and it's like matching this brown color on the bento, so that's why I got this color. The chopsticks are so cute. And I got this rice shaper and seaweed cutter. The most important thing in this kit is the seaweed cutter, because I'm not gonna spend that much time cutting some seaweed because they are so fragile. So I thought the seaweed cutter will be so helpful. So this is the kit. It comes with 4 different animals: the frog one, the bear, the tiger, and the pig. And here we have the silicone mat. I saw some videos on YouTube said that the silicone mat is so helpful for cutting the seaweed since it's so fragile. Like cutting it on a solid surface will not cut it properly, so you need like the silicone mat to help you with that. It becomes so much easier, so I'm glad the kit come with that. And yeah, the rice shaper. And I have a lot of these things that I want to do. I was gonna do like an art thing, but right now since I'm preparing for a shop update, I don't want to distract myself with that. So after I'm finished with the shop update, I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna share them with you in the future, and I'm gonna document it for you and for myself, so it's gonna be fun. I feel like I'm talking a lot. So let's go and make a bento before I get hungry and then I get grumpy and then I miss the bento box. We don't want that to happen. Let's go. So before I start cooking, I washed everything new that I got. It really irritates me when I see people using new thing out of their package and they do not wash them. It's so illegal to do that, so please wash your stuff. The bento box have many different components, so the first thing that we're gonna start with is the rice. So here I cook some rice, and because I'm making a bear, I want to make the bear a little bit brown. So yeah, I add some soy sauce, then I add a little bit of sesame oil, a little bit extra brown color, and for flavor, because sesame oil is amazing. For the bear cutter, when you turn it around, you see there is like the straight one and the sharp edge one. So the sharp edges are for the seaweed. The straight one will not cut the seaweed. You need to have these sharp edges, and the straight one is for cutting some meat or cheese. So I don't have a normal seaweed sheet. I have these flavor one, which is kind of a mistake because they are really thin and I really struggle while cutting them. The normal one are a little bit thicker and it's easy to cut through them, and they are less fragile than these ones. So if you're gonna use seaweed, use the normal one. And as you can see, I really struggled with that, so yeah, get the other one. And for the ears, I have this smoked turkey slice. I wish I got a little bit of a darker colored meat, like a pepperoni or something, because these kinda match the color of the rice, so you can barely see them, but it's okay. That's what I have that day. Then I added the rice to the rice shaper. I fill it halfway through, and then I add this salmon seasoning that I show you in my previous vlog, and then cover the rest of it with rice. And you really need to fill it up so you can close it tightly. Then I picked up the seaweed really carefully so I don't tear them up. I saw some people like move them with toothpick, but I personally found like picking them up with my finger was the most effective way. Wow, just making these rice took me about like 40 minutes, so I really needed some coffee in my system. So yeah, I made me some coffee just to regain my energy to continue making this bento. The second thing that I made is tamagoyaki, which is a Japanese egg roll. So the original recipe, people put some dashi, which I did not have, so I skipped that. And sometimes they put sugar. I tried with sugar in the past and I did not like it, so I just season it with salt. And for some reason, I felt like adding some cooking cream, so I added that so it can be a little bit more creamy or fluffier. So originally you will see people using these square pan, but I did not have it, so it's totally fine to use a normal pan, but don't forget to oil that pan so the egg don't stick to it. So adding a thin layer and waiting for it to cook, and then try to roll it as carefully as possible. The first layer is always the hardest and I was struggling to roll it up. As you work your way through and starting building the layer, it will become so much easier to roll them up. You just have to be patient with it, and it's totally fine if you are struggling. This was not my first time making them. If you saw my first time, it was a disaster. So yeah, keep practicing until you get better. The third thing that I'm preparing is broccoli, so I just chop my broccoli into big chunks, season them with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And I love my broccoli to be a little bit hard. I want them to be a little bit more green because I want them to have green, vibrant color. The fourth thing is some crispy chicken. I cook these chicken popcorn in the air fryer, then I top them sauce, top them with sesame seed, and they're done. I have these cookie cutter, but all of them are big except for this small flower one. So I cut the carrot into thin slices, then cut them with this flower cookie cutter, and it turned out so cute. Now preparing the top layer, the dessert layer. So the first fruit is an apple, and of course I'm gonna cut it the Japanese way, which is called usagi ringo, which means rabbit apples. So when you cut the apple in this shape, it looks like a cute rabbit. It is the cutest thing ever, so I had to. Then I cut some kiwi with this star cookie cutter, which was a little bit bigger for the kiwi, but it turned out fine. My bento box was a little bit too deep, so I add half of the egg in the bottom so it can lift things on top. And I'm using these, they are like cupcake holder. You can find them in Daiso, so you can separate different ingredients in the bento if you don't want them to mix up. So I'm gonna use them for the chicken. And I remember that I saw people cutting the tamagoyaki in half, like diagonally, and then stick them together like that, and it turns into a cute heart shape. It is so cute. And then I filled the second part of the bento with lettuce for crunchiness, and then I topped the lettuce with the rice. Then I added everything on top of that. To be honest, I had to stop recording because I was too frustrated, because this was my first bento and I did not know how to like decorate it, so it took some time to move things around until I get the result that I want. Then I added some sesame seeds, green onions to the chicken, and it's beautiful. To be honest, my brain was like completely ran of ideas. For the second layer, I just cut the fruit in cute shape and just placed them together, and they turn out pretty cute. I add some pineapple, cherries, and blueberries. And ta-da! This is the final result. I am really proud of myself. I did not expect it to turn this way. I expected a disaster, things to burn, to fall apart, but for my first bento ever, I'm proud of myself. Like, this is a step toward more beautiful things that I can create in the future. Oh no. So good. I'm so hungry. So this is how much I managed to finish, which is what I expected. Like, there is 4 eggs in here and there is no way I could finish that. But if you do, I mean, I don't judge you. I hope you enjoy them. One thing that I did not think that I will finish is the base lettuce, because they were just to fill the bento. I did not expect to eat them because there are so many yummy things, and lettuce is just, it's a little bit boring. It's not exciting, but pairing it with this sauce is magical, so it made the lettuce fantastic. So did you hear my stomach? And I really enjoyed the fruit. I felt like a dessert, but they were so refreshing. So I am so full that I cannot talk. Of course, this bento was a little bit big. I will admit that. Like, I really underestimate how much space it can hold for food. But as I mentioned before, I wanted to be practical and fit everything. And I'm for sure gonna make a lot of things in the future and make the eating experience more fun and make you creative with your food. So here is a sneak peek from next vlog's bento, but I made it to be a little bit more simpler, so yes, stay tuned for that. Just buy you a little bento and try something new and have fun with it. So I hope you like this video. I know it's a little bit different from what I usually post. I was originally planning to include it in one of my vlogs, but it turned out to be a little bit long, so I decided to make its own video. I hope you like this video. Like it if you like it, and if you don't, that's cool. Subscribe if you want, and don't forget to take care of yourself, my friends. See you in the next one. Bye!